The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the BNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting high, I wonder when it all goes down, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Welcome to our afternoon vibration. We'll be having Spinks and Melting Pot in studio shortly. So we will be proceeding as it relates to today's live. But ladies and gentlemen, my supporters, I want to say a big thanks to you all to continue to support Domestic Sensation, right? And, you know, as it relates to us, you know, giving you the information, right? And try to be as accurate as possible. Now we have seen today's swearing ceremony, right? As it relates to our senators and ministers, members of parliament. And the truth be told, the high tension that is in the parliament as it relates to the swearing in. And I don't know if a lot of people are seeing what I'm seeing, but the level of hypocrisy was so thick. And I watch as each person make their oath on the Bible. And you know, while watching, I started reminiscing on the fact as it relates to Andrew Warner's previous administration. Right? Signing off on oaths. But what does it really mean? To me, it just sends a message that it is just formality and nothing more than formality. And so then I have to now do a research to find out, because I'm just coming on my live and I am just, you know, unfolding and unwinding as it relates to the development that is taking place just now, because they are still in parliament, right, doing their thing. But I pay keen attention to every single person that goes up there and take an oath on the Bible to conscientiously serve Jamaica in obeying the Constitution. And that reflection that took me as it relates to Andrew Warner's previous administration, they have done the same thing. But swearing in on the Bible doesn't mean that someone, right, is going to change. Let me just bring Spinks. Add Spinks. Right? Spinks, the mic again. Come on, Spinks. Right, the mic is still giving that sort of problem. But let me just give you the opportunity to meet and greet your people before we get into today's activity. All right. Yes, go ahead, Spinks. Not hearing you, Spinks. Not hearing you. Oh. Not hearing you. Not hearing you at all. Not hearing you at all. Not hearing you. Yes, go
Are you
ahead.
hearing me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, all comrades. Good afternoon to every Jamaicans overseas. Good afternoon to all the people who are joining today, and especially to our Senator Alan Bernard. Good afternoon to all our audience, and good afternoon to you, Uncle Byron.
Blessings.
All right, and I would like to see everyone in Northwest St. James is very proud of our Senator Alan Bernard. And I yield the floor.
All right. Okay. So as we go through today's event, right? The bottom line in terms of what I'm saying is just that the level of hypocrisy, right? Which means nothing to us, in terms of people swearing onto the Bible and, you understand, going to travel down the road of corruption. And after swearing on the Bible, not that they are traveling down the road of corruption, you understand, hell-bent in defending their corruption, hell-bent, you understand, in fighting the harms of justice, right? I mean, come on, enough is enough. And you have to come to some point of introspection in terms of what you are doing. And at this point in time, if you're not coming to that introspection, right, then it has nowhere in our political representation as it relates to the politics. And it shouldn't be. There should be consequence in terms of when people, right, broke their votes, particularly people who are attending public office. That when you have sworn on the Bible, right, to obey the law, sworn on the Bible to obey the Constitution, and then you go back after swearing on the Bible to obey the Constitution, you are challenging the very same Constitution. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? The hypocrisy with the private sector of Jamaica, right? Who going down the road of major in the minors as it relates to Big Mama. Speaking about Mark Golden breaking protocol, not standing right in terms of Andrew Holness ceremony. I mean, this is just crazy. And I do agree with Mark Golden, right, not to stand in the support of Andrew Holness. Hence, what that means, it simply means that Mark Golden is not standing in support of corruption. It's just plain and simple. And Mark Golden is just simply not a hypocrite of going through normalities, as we have seen many of them, right, been doing right now as I speak in Parliament. Going through formalities, right, of signing off on oaths. We have to get very serious now with our politics if we want to fix Jamaica. Right? And when people sign off on oaths and say that they will serve Jamaica, they will obey the Constitution, and then breaking the Constitution, they have to serve penalty for that. It has to be consequential. So at what point that we are going to realize that what we are doing, right, is meaningless? But apart from that, we are going to get into some serious situation today. I am guaranteeing that within the next year, Jamaica Labour Party administration is going to fall. Believe you me, Jamaica, it is not even dear one as it relates to swearing in. And all the red flags are coming out. This administration is going to fall. Not too worry about that. It is a very serious, serious time. And I'm going to show one of the first business of the day as it relates to what is going against Andrew Holness administration. Right, let me share the information so that we all can bite into that. Share into the information. Right, let me just share this little piece of document to show Jamaica that it is serious business where Andrew Holness is concerned. Serious business. Yes, man, it is serious business. Let me just share this and we get into that. Here it is. Are you seeing it, Sister Spinks? No answer? Okay. Let us move on in reading this.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
You can
Here
make
it is.
it a little bigger if you want to.
Okay. Let us just let's leave it right there because the technical operator is not here, and I don't want to do anything and spoil the day. You understand what I'm saying, Spinks? All right. So here it reads, Jamaica. Buchanan cites ballot box irregularities, intimidation, and voter suppression in challenge to West Central St. Andrew results. Kingston, Jamaica, September 18th, which was yesterday, 2025, the People's National Party candidate for the West Central St. Andrew constituency, Paul Buchanan, yesterday filed an application with the constituted authority to vie the taking of the September 3rd poll in the constituency. The application is based on a number of grounds arising from the conduct of the poll. These include violence and intimidation in the Olympic Gardens and Molynes Garden divisions, invasion by GLP operatives of the polling station cluster at the Seaward Primary School, and irregular transportation of 18 ballot boxes from that cluster to the counting center, resulting in their arrival at 10 p.m. Let us finish reading and get back to that. Voter suppression in the Molynes Garden division and the malfunctioning of the electronic voter identification system, which caused electors to be turned away from polling stations. Under the law, the constituted authority has 2 weeks to decide on the application and whether to send a petition to the election court. Now, let us just go back to the second to last paragraph here, as it relates to the reason as to why Paul Buchanan is pursuing this. Right? Let us get into the third paragraph. These include violence and intimidation in the Olympic Gardens and Molynes Garden divisions, invasion by the GLP operatives of the polling station cluster at the Seaward Primary School, and irregular transporting. This is what is very serious. The irregular transportation of 18 ballot boxes from that cluster to the counting center, resulting in their arrival at 10 p.m. Now, let us get back, people. We remember when the 18 ballot boxes left to count, while Buchanan was leading Andrew Holness. And the time span it took. Here is a revelation coming out in 18 ballot boxes from that cluster to the counting center, resulting in their arrival at 10 p.m. So this is a serious problem. Let me just stop share this and get back right here. Jamaica people. And the Prime Minister is going to swear in today. And I'm telling you that his conscience and his heart scorched by iron. He's going to swear in, knowing to the fact that he had defranchised thousands of Jamaicans from participating in a free, what should be a free and fair general election. Let us put out the partisan politics and think Jamaica. Think. And for those, the naysayers who want to go against whatever, the case, the situation has now wrested itself into the judiciary. It's now into the judiciary. What does that mean? That my well-learned friends, they are going to look through the evidence. So this has nothing to what we want to talk outside of the court. This has now gone into the court. And where now evidence will be examined to say whether or not many of us on social media are lying. And so then we're glad that it put into a system that can deal with the appropriate checks and balance and make a call accordingly to the laws that existed. The evidence will declare in court whether or not that the 18 ballot boxes, right, that have been investigated by Buchanan, not only by Buchanan lawyers, as it relates to those 18 ballot boxes, simply mean they have taken a different course from the natural route where ballots, after the counting of ballots, okay, it's supposed to travel through A, B, and C. It did not take A, B, and C. It took D, E, and F. And then that now comes with some consequence. Why those 18 ballot boxes did not take the appropriate route that it ought to have taken. And so then we have seen the result ended in the favor of the person and persons who want to have Andrew Holness stole the election and in extension defranchise Jamaicans of all the crimes that Andrew Holness have done. This is the worst of them all. This, my Jamaican people, denying someone of their choice, to make that choice, to select a leader who he or she believe win that person's trust. And it can't be a situation where people are saying that, Prime Minister, we don't trust you. And as such, we are going to use the powers that be, the given rights that we have, our constitutional rights, to make a choice of a leader who we trust. And you, Andrew Holness, injected yourself into that in saying that these people don't have any right to choose. I am saying to you, Andrew Holness, this is 100% slavery. This is slavery, sir. This is dictatorship. This is autocracy. And so then we have to reject that. And we have a court system that is going to stand up for our constitutional rights. We have to. It is not a privilege in terms of our constitutional rights. It's not a privilege. It is a fundamental rights that you, Andrew Holness, have stepped on. You and your administration have stepped on. You have disrespected the Jamaican people in the worst way that you can. And people need to see that. That's what it is. And so then your ceremony, right, that you have put on there seems to be a circus show. Because it has to be a circus show because nothing there was real. Nothing there was real. You are not real to the people as it relates to being the leader of Jamaica because you were not truthfully, peacefully, and in a fair way selected as the choice to be the people's leader. Now, how does it look on you now that you are going to swear in if you have not sworn in already? And then the next month or two, you are in court, buckling. How does that make sense? Let us ask you, Andrew Owners, and ask all the naysayers who are defending you. Did we have any of that with any of our political leaders? We're after so-called winning a general election, having that situation in court, right? We are going to have a recall. It's a shame and disgrace. Imagine you have your big national ceremony and where you are to invite other Caribbean leaders. They have turned their back on you. It's only some of the Jamaican people like the PSOJ who involved with the level of criminality with you are supporting. Is the only people who are supporting you in Jamaica are people who involved in criminality, you know. Believe it, Andrew Owners. When you have 21% of the population that voted for you, right, in the 2020, and now instead of that improve, it gone down to 18%, Prime Minister is a shame. It's a shame and disgrace. There is no big mama who can spin it. The Governor General cannot spin it. PSOJ cannot spin it. No one can spin it for you. Because from outside looking in, my God, is that Jamaica is so corrupted? The Caribbean and beyond the shores of the Caribbean, they are speaking. The international press, they are speaking. So for those who are in Jamaica, defending the Prime Minister, defending corruption, it is only confined to their space in Jamaica. So, and I need to make Jamaicans know and diaspora that for those who taking up for Andrew Owners and in corruption, it's only a confined space. Yes, a lot of embarrassment is to come, and I'm going to show you, my Jamaican people. Let me just bring in Sister Spinks for Sister Spinks to speak her take on, you know, what I just said here. Sister Spinks, come in. Oh, jeez. Spinks, audio. And not hearing you, Spinks. Not hearing you. Not hearing you. And not hearing you, Spinks. Spinks, you have to get that fixed. Because, you know, other people are complaining as well. You have to get that fixed. Now, how is it, Spinks? How is the audio? No, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. But Spinks, I thought you'd have fixed that.
I thought.
Okay.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Okay, it was a volume button that turned down. All right, I would like to remind my Jamaicans this. Today's ceremony at Parliament that the swearing in process, if they noticed that everybody swore to uphold the Constitution, everybody swore to uphold the Constitution and protect our Jamaicans. They never swore to a party. And as far as I'm concerned, Cliff needs to go and advise Andrew to do the right thing and stop being corrupt. Now, when it comes to the court case with Paul Buchanan and Andrew, right, I would like my Jamaicans to remember this. When Paul wins this case, when Paul wins this case, Andrew will no longer be member of parliament. He will no longer be prime minister. He will no longer be leader of the JLP. And I'm sure the PSOJ who is endorsing him right now will all fall away and stop their support of Andrew Holness. That circus yesterday is an embarrassment to us because as far as I'm concerned, money was wasted. It sickened my stomach yesterday, that ceremony of him, Andrew Holness swearing in, knowing how corrupt this man is. This man stands for garbage. He is no better than the garbage at Riverton City. And this man is an embarrassment to us. When you hear people talk about him Andrew stealing boats money, when you hear about Andrew stealing left, right, and center, when you hear about the Chinese workers 6 months unpaid, when you hear about the intern pharmacists cannot collect their pay, when you hear about hospitals not having porters, sanitizing crews, janitors, and you stand here yesterday and swearing, Andrew Wallace? When you hear police officers can't collect their overtime pay, when you hear teachers are still negotiating their salary September month, when you hear nurses overworked, stressed out, when you hear people who go to the hospitals as patients and how they are being treated, I have heard so many heartbreaking stories. And this man stand there and swearing yesterday. I hope Jamaica remember this. ISAT was the one who got cartel off his case. ISAT is a very good lawyer. And so far, the track record of the PNP states this. Our track record, we have never lost a court case. And ISAT is a very good lawyer. So I'm sure we will win this case. And I yield the floor to you. Hello,
Um,
melting pot.
all right. Well said, Sister Spinks there. Now we have Brother Melting Pot in the space to open and Batsman. I would presume might be you would have heard what we had played before, right? As it relates to Paul Buchanan um, proceeding into court to challenge, right, Andrew Holness win. And so then let me just move Melting Pot into on the big stage, right, to address that situation, Melting Pot. Did you hear the previous clip that I played?
No,
Okay,
I
so
didn't hear
go.
it. No.
Okay, do you want a refresher?
Not necessarily, because I
Oh,
know the
oh,
whole,
oh,
I know
okay, so
the
go ahead
whole
and
court
speak.
case
Go ahead and speak, Melting Pot.
yesterday. Yeah, greetings once again to everyone tuning into the Mystic Sensation Live, the afternoon segment. Bless up Sister Pinks to you as usual. From the West, she bring the best. And as usual, Sir Byron, the man at the hot seat, the moderator. Yeah, man. As it relates to that, situation with Paul Buchanan and Andrew Holness. Paul Buchanan have all the rights, you know, to really take this to the magistrate, you know. And we don't really want a magisterial recount. We want a rerun of the seat. Because we see what took place on the day in question. You understand? And everything that took place was entrenched in corruption. You know, corruption does it all over. Soaking of corruption, left, right, and center. Because Andrew Wallace is a mastermind at corruption, you know. But him just use chess as a criteria, you know. But chess belong to some really upper scale people, and them play them game there. Andrew is just a garbage as a Prince Q, so where you put a Riverton City. I want to tell you, all Riverton City people, them scared of Andrew garbage, you know. Yeah, because that garbage when were contaminated. Them can't
Whoa.
even recycle it to use it. This man had do too much, you know, dilapidated thing with the government in a Jamaica, man. As the leader for the government, in contrived to so much atrocity, yeah, so much skullduggery, hanky panky, all of them things there. Andrew just no fear in him headspace. Going back from way back when, from in the 90s, that guy where him tell lie to the Integrity Commission. Yeah, we see where him overrun the party leadership election up at arena. Yeah, carry thugs in a 7-bus load, come overrun the place, run with all the people them on the day. So that guy will never respect the election process. You understand? Him have scant regard for election process. The standard of operation, him not practice that because that guy will deal with bullyism and bully tactics. Andrew just a criminal, you know, in disguise. You understand? Everything what Andrew do, it centered around criminality. That guy when I have no headspace for work diligently, you know, and honestly, you know. That will depend on film resume. Yeah, you tell him about corruption and crime, him hug up that. Yeah. But everything what we say no look good for Andrew Holness and the Labour Party. Right now, a whole heap of worker in the country has been owed by the government. That no look good. So you can't have a broke government, yeah, and people are endorse the broke government. But yet still the broke government, when them are swearing in him, we hear them have the strongest economy since independence. You understand? I people don't know me tell them a 1962 him talk about. You understand? I mean no, we have stronger economy than the current one here. Because back in them time there, you know, we dollar strong. Strong like the US, stronger than even the US. It was only the pound that was stronger than Jamaica currency, not even Cayman Island have the currency where we have in terms of the purchasing power. Yeah? And from Seaga come, them start rubbish it. I mean, I tell people the first dent we put in a economy. And when Seaga get the 31 million, yeah, from Dan Crawford, where them take from Central National Bank. And we are talking about 31 million US. That mash up the place when we recover from that. Andrew was privy to all of that, you know. That's why Andrew come and carry out the same formula. Him couldn't wait till he becomes the man in charge to start these type of operation. So under Andrew Wallace government, justice is the widespread corruption. Under the Labour government, them are the same tradition. Pansy scheme, mismanagement, all type of shenanigans. Them go on with. Yeah. No, I want anybody in the chat. Yeah. Just cast back your memory. And remember, if under the PMP government, the workers them in the country has ever been owed to the extent where you have a 6-month money pile up to one sector worker. You have years of money pile up for the next as it relates to the police them overtime pay. That I run too much years now, you know. Yeah. The man starve all the medical staff, you know. Them have to leave. The man starve the teacher them have to run where to. The man a mash up the place. The man is a demon in our society, and we have to get rid of this demon because the man, you know, practice demonicism, you know. Remember the man saying name bro God, you know. That's why it baffles me when we see some church people around this guy, you know, a mythical God, you know. And them come around him and applaud him and read script, prayer script, you know. Yeah, but me know the whole of them gospel they turn inside out. You understand? Me know it. Because God not strive around criminal. The last two criminal what we see with God are when them nail him to the cross. Yeah. Other than that, God not attach himself to criminality. So we know Andrew Holness is not the man for the country. Now we could go into the Chinese them and for them hula baloo with him right now. You know, so them have been into dialogue, you know, for this come out, you know. Cause remember 6 months, you know, I hear about it all along. So them went into dialogue with this garbage leader.
Well, on the melting pot, because we have that subject to come up. So we want to just reserve on that. When that subject come up, you understand, then we deal particularly with that subject. Because we have that subject listed in on the schedule, right? So we don't want to preempt.
All right, let me beat him pan what me know me for beat him pan. Yeah. Well, me I go beat him pan the seat. Yeah, round I'm here at the Wem Rob from Paul Buchanan. First and foremost, the guy was so arrogant him and bushrat that them stuff more than the amount in the box.
Exactly.
It surpassed the constituency number. That alone show you say a corruption at the highest level. But who you look upon and blame for that? You blame this guy when named Gladstone Brown. Well, you know me call him Tadpole Green people. That man is the man, you know. Him, are the man will corrupt the election. Him and Andrew them carry out a coup on democracy and succeed on the day in question. That is why CARICOM them don't show up, you know. Mainstream CARICOM Island leader them don't show up, you know. People who never hear me ask the question.
True.
Because I know them would show up. Because remember, you know, the focal point in a CARICOM in terms of vice and leadership, you know. Me and Matt from down at Barbados, you know. Yeah, and when she and her fellow counterparts them look on the situation in Jamaica and the day in question as it relates to the general election September 3, where them see cause for concern. So they wouldn't be coming to Jamaica for lend no support and show them moral respect to him, because them not respect him. Andrew a garbage. You understand? I want to know how long Jamaica people are going to take for recognize Andrew and the Labour Party, the entire Labour Party are garbage. And it's time to get rid of them. Because where Jamaica is right now, Jamaica broke. Jamaica still in a recession. Jamaica still have high crime. And Jamaica have dilapidated health system. This is why the travel advisory level 4 still remain. But we hear Andrew them talk all type of narrative to them, this and them, that, them reduce crime to the lowest in a many decades. All these type of garbage, you understand, spew by the person who them get to come be the master of ceremony. What's your name? Paula and Jones Porter. I wouldn't take that to work there. Me not take a work like that to come be a master of ceremony if you're a criminal and him wife and the party where them preside over. Would allow that. Me have to keep my journalism reputation intact. Them can't pay me no money to come be the master ceremony for them. Because I know some would have preside over corruption. Yeah?
Yes.
Anybody will take that jurisdiction of role of responsibility was merely presiding over corruption. You see, all who come the Bishop Errol Blair, him come talk and enhance corruption. Even the evangelist, woman will read out the prayer. She should have stayed one side and recluse herself from that. Them should have leave Andrew and them followers, them, the Green Army with the bell, them. Me never hear of a sword in, you know, where you have bell a ring. This is how the people them low in them capacity. The whole of them coming like garbage, like Andrew. You understand? Some nasty woman, you see, pack up round Andrew, more and with them down a belly pain when they pick them hungry and a ball to them. Or when them youth get gunned down by Andrew police, them. You understand? See, right away, you know, the amount of murder will start trigger off back, you know. Because we know them, they don't go pay the youth them for hold on them thing there. Yeah? Until them get through, them to get through. Jamaica gone right back to where it is and even deeper than where it coming from in terms of the corruption. Because the corruption were unleashed by Andrew Holness and them fellow supporters, them It's a corruption what we never seen before. You can imagine Gladstone Green send out the ink out there. Gladstone Tadpole Green supposed to resign. Him supposed to resign and police supposed to go arrest him and charge him. The guy carry out one of the biggest schools in Jamaica history, you know. The man toppled democracy. Him Andrew. And him get an award for it. Basically, you understand? Because only the day them wait for in October to present him with it. But him know say him have an award coming. Now you can award a man to thief general election. A guy will just come in and go preside over one election, which was a local government election. But the previous man like Fisher, were at this man institute, 63 seat. Because I no want to advertise and put an odd seat in it. I'm come up with a formula there, you know. The previous man, no, Mr. Fisher, you know. But a man, them force him out and then take them to court and them still force him out. And bring in that piece of garbage, that corrupted shit, when him Tadpole Green from down at the west, down at Mobile, them can from it look like him affiliated to Chang. You understand? Them drive in at this, you know. Assistant director. Then in no time, them fast track him to full directorship role at the EOJ office. That means that him control every mechanism, you know, surrounding the general election, you know. Ink and everything, you know. People will get deployed on the day and everything like that, you know. What the guy do? The guy release ink out there and release it in an unscrupulous and them do them to do with it and fraud the election. So Paul Buchanan, me know you can't lose. Because when I look at magisterial recount, you know, and whoever preside over this must see the widespread corruption and all them have to do, just go back to the 1944 People's Act and then the sister, well then, no, this cannot be. We have to rerun the seat. So Paul Buchanan, when it rerun, is a winning seat, that for sure. I yield back the floor.
All right. Thank you, Melting Pot, for that. It is definitely going to be a recall, right? No two way about that. It is definitely going for a recall, right? We have some important updates, right, as it relates to, you know, right at the start, you can see where the People's National Party, right, 28, right, is start to take grip, right? Now let us share this document, my people, and we bite into what Angela Brown-Burke is saying, because Angela Brown-Burke, along with the 27 members, 28 in Parliament, right, they have big talk and they have the strength in terms of dealing with those issues. So let us get into that and we bite into that, please.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party asserts that the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives must at all times embody impartiality, integrity, and fairness in the management of parliamentary proceedings. In recent years, serious concerns have arisen regarding the manner in which the business of the House has been conducted, including obfuscation and inordinate delays in the tabling of critical reports to Parliament from the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission under the leadership of successive speakers, despite advice from the Attorney General's chambers to the contrary. These matters have eroded trust and confidence in the critical role of the Speaker. In light of these failures, the PNP will not support the reappointment of either Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Philibert or Mrs. Juliet Holness to the position of Speaker of the House. I'm clear that the Speaker must serve the people of Jamaica as an impartial umpire of parliamentary proceedings, not partisan interests. Our Parliament cannot afford to repeat past mistakes. The next Speaker must uphold the Constitution, safeguard the integrity of Parliament, act fairly, and ensure balance in their rulings. For this reason, the People's National Party has no confidence in and firmly opposes the reappointment of either Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert or Mrs. Juliet Holness as a Speaker of the House.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on.
All right. So that is strong, very strong warning, right? Coming from the People's National Party, right? Via Angela Brown Burke. And of course, we are in 100% agreement with that, based on what we have seen took place. 100% agreement with that. But here how the heart of corruption lives on. That you have now pampas, how should I call it? Pampas Badman, because a pampas him over here now, you know. Pampas Badman now run out. When you listen to what Pampas Badman has said, because a pampas him in now, you know. And listen to what Pampas Badman has said. Listen to what Pampas Badman is saying. Right? Hold on, give me a minute. Aye, sister, Provo, me on the live. Me on the live, me on the live. Yeah, yeah, cool. All right. All right. This is what Pampas Badman is saying. GLP, we won't be dictated to by PNP and speaker choice. Now, when we talk about the heart of corruption, this is what we're talking about. This is what we are talking about. Let me just get back to the panel here. Now, my Jamaican people, it is Andrew Holness in his ceremony, right, talking about, you know, a collaborative approach by both PNP and GLP, right, in going forward. And here is Oristram, right, knowing very well as it relates to the behavior of Juliet Holness and Dalrymple. And under no circumstances in a modern democracy like Jamaica, right, should tolerate behavior like those, right? Evidence, right, of their behavior that go against, right, our standard operating procedures of Parliament and other laws. You understand that dictate a particular behavior in Parliament, and they breach that. They have breached that. And so then Pampas Badman run out. Right? Pampas Bully run out and want to defend. That is not going to be defended, because you're not talking up, you're not addressing 14 members anymore. You're addressing 28. Right? But that is it for Pampas Badman. And we are telling Pampas Badman that, listen me, we are not going to tolerate that. We are not going to tolerate that moving forward. And we are not going to support that. No Dalrymple, no Juliet Holness. You understand? We heard that they are preparing Delroy truck. Right? But we know that Delroy truck doesn't have the ability to be impartial enough. You understand? Because if he is going to say that members of Parliament, right, who have to submit their statutory declarations, right, that their wives shouldn't be answering any questions as it relates to Integrity Commission probe. So you see that is a fundamental wrong. And look at that concept. That concept doesn't speak of transparency and balance going forward in terms of the people's business. The taxpayers want to know that their monies, right, being administered properly. That is the order of the day. Now about Jamaica, let me tell you something. When we said the Jamaica Labour Party administration in some serious bind. So we left all of that as it relates to, you know, Angela Bromberg and the PNP stating the PNP position where those two so-called right speakers, right, concerned, right, we are making it clear that no, in this new administration, not one of the two can be there. We are making that clear, very clear. Now, Jamaica is in turmoil. As I heard, Melting Pot was bringing up smoke on that. But we are going to get deep in that because this is very serious. People, hold on. Let me just hold it until I get into that subject. Now, the first warning as it relates to the seriousness coming from international body speaking about Jamaica now. Jamaica again is in serious bind. And so then for all the naysayers who want to say Jamaica economy is good, no, healthcare is not good, economy is not good, right? Look on what Canada has to say, and then United States is going to follow suit. People bang around as it relates to Andrew Warner's administration. I want people to listen to me, you know, because it is very, very true. Let me share this document and show you people. Let me share this document and show you. I'm not even going to tell you about the document. I don't think that Andrew Warner's even know about this, you know, this as yet, you know. So let me just open it. Travel advisory, right? They don't know about this travel advisory yet, or if them know them sitting on it. Now, in spite of all people that talk about, you understand the economy and lie at PSOJ, you understand Mitty Seaga, right? Who want come spin and talk about, you understand, working together. We cannot work together with corruption. We cannot work together to corruption. This is now coming from Canada. Travel advisory, advising all Canadian citizens, including myself, including Wayne Lonesome, right? Let us go into the risk level, right? Because this is yesterday. This came out yesterday. Jamaica exercised a high degree of caution. So it is back up now again. Violent crime, including armed robbery and murder, is a problem in large cities and tourist areas, including parts of Kingston and Montego Bay. Despite the presence of police to counter criminal activity, the availability of firearms is widespread. You hear that? Because of what they have seen coming through the ports. And most violent drug and gang-related crime because of what United States now flag Jamaica to be, you understand, the transshipment hub for drugs. Mr. Serious thing is going to happen to Andrew Warner's administration, especially murder involve firearms. There is a risk of becoming the victim of crossfire in these areas. Tourists are also at risk of crimes of opportunity, especially theft and robberies. Crimes tend to be concentrated within what the police refer to as traditional hotspots of our high-risk communities, but can take place anywhere, at any time. The following areas have significant gang population and high incidence of violent crime. And see them listed them. See them listed them, yeah? See them people? See it? You understand? Look at all of that. Right? State of emergency. Local authorities periodically declare a state of emergency in various parties to fight against gang-related crimes. It is so bad. The situation is so terrible. Women's safety and sexual assault. We have seen where Judge Wright takes Tula beat him lady. Right, but what should I speak on that? Not the same lady went and married Judge, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I don't even know what to say. No, let me just hear that. No, Melting Pot. right? Let me
Yes,
uh
my brother.
what's man here. You understand? Now, based on the situation as it relates to, you understand, Donald Trump just came out the other day. Might be 2 or 3 days prior melting pot. And
Yeah.
spoke about drugs and and see Canada. You understand? Yesterday, you understand? Showing out their thing as well. You know what the matter?
Well, it's a matter of grave concern, yeah, to international community.
Yes.
But more so the 3 major countries that Jamaican have connection with: UK, United States, and Canada. You understand? Because
Yeah.
what they are seeing, and and these people have close up look at what is happening in Jamaica, because them have people on the ground. I remember them have intelligence with them use.
Yes.
And when them
You're
see
right.
around through Jamaica, it's cause for concern,
Yes.
especially as it relates to drugs trafficking and gun trafficking. To make Jamaica become now the central hub in the Caribbean for drugs transshipment and drugs trafficking is a cause for concern, because it a mash up places like US, Canada and UK, and a whole heap of people, get
Certainly.
mashed up from the same amount, from the same cocaine we are run through Jamaica, Because gone are the days when Colombia and Mexico did have that. Them pass it on to Jamaica, because Jamaica people, them licky, And who are run Jamaica, Member says a guy where have money at the order of the day for him. You understand? So we know it would have come to a situation where United States now has sent report to Congress. The Congress look over it. And when Congress take a look on it, Congress will come up with a recommendation,
Oh,
and
yes.
that recommendation is going to be bitter for Jamaica. Canada follow suit. So say after so long watching this Andrew Holness administration and their performance, these countries were looking at what was happening in terms of the people mood, and they say, okay, let's let it play out in the general election. But when they see what took place on the general election day, now they have to move swiftly now with their own action to tackle
Agreed,
this regime.
Agreed.
And this is now the start of the demise of Andrew Holness and this regime when preside over.
Yes.
We tell him, this third term shall be worst term. But him think say we just have speak through, him sheet. Yeah, it was not him sheet we are seeing from, We are talk from knowledge. Yeah, wisdom and understanding of what the 3 major countries has done to previous country. Take for instance Venezuela and Nigeria. That's a prime example. So Andrew no different. You understand? So we know Andrew Holness is riding for a fall. Many of his cabinet members will be falling with him as well. And some people from civil society group will be going down. In my calculation, I think them need to send a plane to pick up that load of corrupted people out of Jamaica. Because I go and tell some of them, some of these people, you will not face the court system in Jamaica. You will all be extradited and taken to the federal court. You understand? Because your SWIFT system belongs to the United States of America. I want to touch it several times. With all various type of dirty money, who have been hoarding the US dollars in some secret location. And when America can't see currency circulate the way to circulate, but no, so it out there, but now come back. And when them take a look down in Jamaica, down there, pack up like what we see in a Bingham place down in the West there. The house full of Canadian, US and all these things. I want to know. When you look on the head, Uncle Sam money must float around to do it business. Not for some little nasty people conduct them business with Uncle Sam money. You understand? So Andrew prepare, Yeah? And many more of the minions them fall in line behind Andrew, because shall be going to jail. Yeah? And when we telling you that, On the laugh after it after on the win and mock the terms going to jail. But here's a new dilemma now we have to face up to. United States, Canada. And let me tell you something. UK will be putting out there soon. Because currently Trump is in the UK. Trump is in the UK. So you know when the man Starmer go in a them little private room and speak with them have to speak, you know. You know y'all get one more to from the United Kingdom. So in a shit pit down there, yeah, it have a bitter pound down in a Jamaica. No joke about it. Yeah, you can't have the place a run, so because remember you know people. If Andrew Wallace never involved in all of these drugs transaction, corruption what we see in Jamaica, he would have taken to the platform and put out a press conference and wage a war on this drugs influx where come to the country. Him silent. The nasty crab. Silent. And I'm a Minister for National Security. But when you're looking at Wikipedia, you see him in there for the same thing. You see a guy like James Robertson for the same thing. We never want to touch him thing because him sniff out 2.5 acre land, you know. Him father have to pay the same guy, Nemad. Yeah? Transaction, swapping land for James Robertson, corruption of sniffing out drugs, 2.5 acre water land him sniff out, you know. Well, me want to must sniff dog shit, cow shit, hog shit, goat shit, duck shit, fowl shit, human shit, because you know cocaine and shit and him love sniff that. So him sniff out the whole of that in a 2.5 acre land. So them people are not supposed to know politics. James Robertson a nastiness is a sniffer. Him worse than sniffer dog. I be a shit him sniff. Cause him father to give a 2.5 acre land to them hard to settle James Robertson drugs deal. Him have it when him could not facilitate at the time. But in a government them use with money and facilitate that. How when they give them money for work, them not do nothing. So we know say the party pride itself on corruption. Look on the amount of drugs Andrew silent as a prime minister. Because Andrew can't come out and say my wage a war on criminal, you know, because he's a part of the criminal network. And him uncle go talk and him talk about him friend them. So when do him rather tight lip and feel like so nobody now watch him. When things of this magnitude occur in our society, you expect your leader to come out and speak about it. Not being silent, because silent is consent, so you're privy to where I'm going and you're part of the syndicate, the big drug syndicate we are run.
Give me a little minute there at a time. Ivan Miller said, Mystic, why Juliet is still the speaker? Tell me, please. I don't think that Juliet is going to be the speaker. I just think it's a formality that they're utilizing going through to do that session. However, let us wait and see as it relates to what is going to be transpired next week, right? So then if we see that still maintained, of course, we have to deal with it accordingly, right? And definitely we'd have to get some answers. But I think for now, right, I hope I am correct. Let me say that, right? I just think it's a formality playing through as it relates to venture into the new administration, the closing out of the old administration and into the new administration. And they have on their thing already, where they have already identified, I think, Delroy Chuck to be the new speaker. So let us, because I saw her and that came to my thought as well. But I have spoken to someone and that person said, right, some formality as it relates to what I just explained. All right, go ahead, Melting Pot.
Yeah, and moving on to that very topical subject as it relates to the Speaker of the House, yeah? We know where Angela Brownberg come out and highlight is very critical. She give them a heads up, making them know that the People's National Party will not tolerate Muma Cow, now size 13. You understand? So now we hear a little sleepy Joe, Carl Crabb, Horace Chang, saying that the GLP won't be dictated to when it comes to the speaker choice. Now that piece of shit need to go one side. Yeah, because nobody no want to hear from him now. Yeah. When you come out and talk about this now, I know this is the fair talk about, the fair talk about the whole heap of drugs them where coming at the place, the cocaine and the gun them. And that you have to speak on your Minister of National Security. Shit. It's all sleepy Joe. People know your works what you're doing, all over the island, but more so down in the west. Remember, you're a gang member, You were in a gang for yourself, Call the stone crusher, Yeah, your germs, nasty crab. If you go one side, man, and we get out on the Chinese descendant out of our place. When I like, I could tell you straight. Yeah, because we soon come out and try to utilize on status in our place, Our country, a black people country. Yeah, fought for. Yeah, bloodshed for. Yeah, for emancipate with out of slavery. The Chinese never fight and lose them blood and lose them life. Yeah, when you come on use a place like to have dominance for a place. Yeah, nasty, dirty thinking, chang. Yeah, gang member, corrupted drugs trafficker, money launderer, piece of shit. If you move and go one side, nobody no want to hear from you, Because we want to know out our place. When you come sit down there for much years, over 2 decades you don't so. And you mash up the whole of Mobile. You mash up Mobile with drugs. Up to all policeman used to transport your drugs them for you. We know the whole of your file. So nobody make you come spill it out tonight, Piece of shit, go one side, go doze off, man. Go doze off. So you can't travel. Which Minister of National Security for your country, you can't travel. Yeah? Because right now, nobody in a car come there but want to see you. Yeah, but go there so you can't venture to. And you have to be careful how you venture. If the right people know say I go anywhere down there, so them go down there and grab you. You piece of shit, yo. Not even round a crab center, round a hero circle. Them don't want your crab for boil, No. Them don't want your crab for boil around there, so your crab full of shit more than all crab. Because it's a stinker, you have to go one side and I heal back the floor because them get me mad tonight, yeah. You kind of cool down there and come in back, brother.
That's why Spinks is here in a melting pot, because we know when we reach the level of fire there, you understand what we bring in. But before we bring in Sister Spinks, Latan said something which is extremely important, and that is one of the reasons why I say to melting pot earlier, right, that don't really touch the Chinese yet, because we are going to go into the fire. And Latan pluck out something, right, which is very sensitive. And that is one of the reasons why I have Latan, right, information, right, on there. Because Latan, I think I know where Latan is going, and Latan is 100% correct. We are going to dig in that. That is the reason why I am leaving that up there. So Spinks, step in. All right.
Yes, Uncle Byron.
All right, Sister Spinks, go ahead.
Yes, Uncle Byron. As I was saying about our selection of our speakers, I would like Jamaicans to remember that when we select a new speaker, which is in the future, the PNP have to have their approval to the Speaker of the House also. So I support our comrade Angela Brownberg on her statement, and our 28 strong will defend her. The other 27 comrades will defend her stance on that issue, because they all agree on that issue. We need a new Speaker of the House. Juliet cannot stay there, because we see for months and for years her bias, her delay tactics to have when her husband's IC report was tabled, and she did everything to delay the process. And if we want justice in Jamaica, we cannot have Juliet Holness here. Now, when we look at countries like America and Canada putting out a statement in the same week that Andrew Holness swore in to become Prime Minister. It is a statement from these countries that they are supporting the PNP in the anti-corruption move. Jamaicans, I see this, America and Canada making this statement, as them saying, listen, we are tired of this Prime Minister. We know of his shenanigans and we want him out of this office. Because listen, how can Andrew travel to these people, places, and represent us knowing that he's a man of corruption? Do you think the Prime Minister of Canada will have a meeting with Andrew Holness? Do you think Donald Trump will have a meeting with Andrew Holness? Do you think the monarch right now in England would appreciate Andrew Holness' presence in their country? No. We need a leader who, when he represents us, is honest and full of dignity. The entire world is aware of Andrew Holness' corruption. So when Horace Chan is talking about, oh, they will not, what? Horace Chan, you are an ill man. Pay attention to your health right now. See, right now, you're opposite Senator Alan Bernard. And Alan Bernard is not a fool. You are still going up against this man in the future when it comes to re-election for that seat. Even if they replace you, Horace Chan, our representative Alan Bernard is still there. And Horace Chan, you're an embarrassment to St. James. It is so sad that both Comrade Alan Bernard and Horace Chan went to Cornwall College, and to know one person came out good and the other person came out bad. Horace Chan, you're an embarrassment to the old Cornwall College Old Boys Association. You're an embarrassment to St. James. And as Uncle Byron said, you need to go and pay attention to your pampas and leave politics alone at this stage of your life. St. James youths are tired of you. Too many mothers have had to cry over their sons. Too many baby mothers had to cry over their children's father because of you. We know what you have been doing here. We are aware of what you have been doing here. All right, Horace Jam, please just leave politics alone. For once, we are tired of hearing the stories behind your name. You have a beautiful daughter. You have your grandchildren. Just leave politics alone. Just leave Jamaica alone. I am pleading with you. We want honest people to represent us. This era of politics going forward, we want honest people going forward. St. James people are tired. They are tired. Tired of the corruption coming from your party. We want peace. We want quiet. We want to retire in peace and quiet. Horace Cham, you are the first Minister of Security ever in the history of Jamaica who cannot go through the airport to anywhere at all. You understand? So why are you still there being a humbug? You're an unwanted guest in the House of Parliament. You and Andrew need to pack your bags and go. Don't you understand? People are tired of you, tired of your presence, tired of your lies, tired of your gunmanship, your mafiaism. We are tired. We're all tired of you guys. And I yield the floor to you, Uncle Byron.
All right. Thank you very much, Lady Spinks, for your input. Now, let us go back as it relates to what Latland has there. Right? The world is going to war and Jamaica is caught in the middle of it. Now, we know that China, right, as it relates to their politics, appeal to communism. And we all know what communism is. The Chinese coming out, it speaks of two things. One, the high level of corruption as it relates to Andrew Holness and his administration. And two, as it relates to what Latland mentioned there, the geopolitical warfare. And then when you have Donald Trump poking Andrew Holness, it is not about just, telling him about drugs hub and all of that. Let us face the facts, people. I am reasoning with you. I have shown evidence that America knew about drugs operation and know that Jamaica is a drug transshipment point from Whoopi killing Phillip, from in the George Bush days, from even before George Bush days. With Dido, the whole of them. So it is not nothing new. The question is, why Donald Trump came out now? Because of certain development that is going on. Remember, I spoke with one of our top security personnel in Jamaica, Mr. Finzi. And Mr. Finzi and I, we were talking about the same thing. The geopolitical affairs that is going on. And where Jamaica, caught up in the middle, Jamaica is like a service prostitute, to define as it relates to the geopolitical order. Sleeping in bed with the eagle and sleeping in bed with the dragon. America is warning him and Canada following suit. Which side are you on? Because Russia is acting up. Jamaica, let me tell you something. If you look on what Russia is doing and go back and study history as it relates to World War II, right? Where Germany took on Poland, Russia is traveling the very same route, dealing with Ukraine and bringing in other persons in the war. The very same pattern that caused World War II. And Donald Trump is weary. America is weary. Canada is weary because the fact of the matter, Russia is in the walls of the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, the 5 original column of the BRICS. What is pushing on the war front? China is not going to be in support of US. It's going to be in support of Russia. Does the United States and Canada want the comfort of China right in their so-called backyard? No. But let me go on the corruption side. What China has done, because guess what? The dialogue with China coming out and exposing Jamaica would have been 6 months in dialogue. But something gone down, break down as it relates to diplomacy. It is more serious than this. Knowing China would have maintained certain things to not expose the government in saying that the government is broke. But China is now coming out and exposing the government. The Chinese workers in Jamaica wouldn't have acted on their own interests if they are not in agreement with their government. Remember, they are from a communist regime. And so then they wouldn't speak out on matters where the head of China is not in agreement. What caused the disparity and the breakdown for China now to come out and exposing Andrew? Hold on, let us get into this. I'm going to show you something. I am going to delve deep in the geopolitical warfare and the corruption in the meantime. China knows very much that the country is broke. China knows that Andrew Owner's administration, as it relates to what Christopher Tufton, Ministry of Health, know that they have problem because there is no money in the kitty to finish Cornwall Regional Hospital and also to finish Children Western Regional Hospital. China know that there is no money in the kitty. And China know very well that corruption eat out the money. But China coming out is some sense of embarrassment. What caused the breakdown? What is happening? Why United States is poking Andrew Holness? Is Andrew Holness turning an angle away from China? And then China government is saying, look, if you turn an angle any wider, we are going to expose it. Now look at this, people. Look at this. What I'm saying is no joke. This is very serious. Yes. Very serious. Let me see if this is the... all right, let me share this, people. Let us get into it and then...
50 Chinese nationals working on the construction of the child and adolescent hospital in Montego Bay have taken strike action, refusing to continue work after reportedly going unpaid for the past 6 months. The workers, gathered at the entrance of the site, have downed their tools in protest, making it clear they will not return to duty until their grievances are addressed. Despite the language barrier, their frustration is evident as they stand united in demanding the wages owed to them. The standoff has drawn attention to the serious issue of delayed payments on the multi-million-dollar project, which is expected to serve as a vital medical facility for the region once completed. In response, the management team has begun reaching out to the disgruntled workers in an effort to diffuse tensions and find a resolution that will allow construction to resume. The strike has put a spotlight on labor concerns within the project and raised questions about accountability and its execution. Share your thoughts below.
Look here. Look how much Chinese I work. I don't get fucked.
All right. Now, let me just go to the... Now, let us speak now on matters. Serious matters. The reflection that it is giving is that the country is broke, which is going to put now Dr. Tufton in trouble with Mystic Sensation and other investigators. Yes, Dr. Tufton, you're in a hell of a trouble. All what you have been saying to us, the Chinese coming out now, is lie. Now, Dr. Tufton, you have saying that $23 billion is a projected cause, and you have spent $9 billion on Cornwall Regional Hospital. Now, Dr. Tufton, what the Chinese did is showing you the level of corruption as it relates to the government. This is an embarrassment to Andrew Holness, and this now further expose you and Andrew Holness corruption. So the question that I am going to ask, where is our money? If you don't have it to pay China, and I want Jamaica to open their eyes, if you don't have the money to pay China workers, then under no circumstances where you have a gap in your budget, you are also going to fulfill, as a promise, minimum wage going from 16,000 to 32,000. So Jamaica people, make a fling that out the door now. Whoops, it gone out the door. It now go happen. Take it off on the table. When Mystic Sensation talking, notice it after it has to happen. And I ask me, I ask, and look here, me now bet him, me I tell him. Me I pull him down the lane now when have to come. Now, China decided to expose you. But it is not about just China not getting paid. What China is really saying, they are saying you're stealing up the money. You don't have the money to pay us. You don't have the money to pay us because you have stolen it. For 6 months, they have not been paid. And that is one of the reasons why Andrew wants to... Look here. This again show up, you understand, Statin and their lie. This also show up Statin and their lie. When Statin coming out, talking about unemployment, 3%. When Statin coming out, talking about the poverty rate, right? Reduced from 18% to 9%. All of this now, the exposed. Look here. This is going to be Andrew Holness's worst term. He has not been settled as yet, and the shit touched the fan. This is a ripple effect. Now, let me show you now, Dr. Tufton. You are good down in your business now because the Chinese them come out now and the Chinese them speak. And since the Chinese have spoken, it simply means that investigators are going to run in now. Because now, Christopher Tufton, let me put up the paper and show the people them what you say now. And show you how you break down the money. We are going to show the Jamaican people how you break down the money. And we are going to ask you now to deliver to Auditor General the $9 billion that you said spent. You have confirmed out of your mouth that $9 billion spent. And then, let us do the maths here. If you had spent $9 billion and $23 billion, right, was projected over a period, then melting pot, do the maths for me.
14 billion. My 14 billion unaccounted for. Yeah, 14.
Billion. So then if you have 14 billion as it relates to your projection, the question that Mystic Sensation is asking, why the Chinese cannot be paid? The money is not there. That is the reason why you guys fight so hard to hold on upon the general election by stealing it. Because if the PNP goes in, Bangarang is going to expose me. Hey, look here. You know, sir? You know, sir, melting pot. What relax and feel comfortable now that PNP not did that?
Me, I tell you.
Mr. I'm telling you. Hallelujah. That PNP is not there right now.
Glory to that, sir.
Which part with there as it relates to opposition and 28? I watch them. A father God, look here. This is God divine intervention.
Yes, man.
This is Father God divine intervention. For make them hold on upon the hand through thieving and show Jamaica public that yes, indeed, the high level of criminality in corruption, you can't run away from it. You have to stand up and deal with this now. So China expose, China expose, Now let me show the people. We're not telling no lie upon them. Now look, let me share the document. We're not telling no lie upon them. Not telling
we never tell lie upon them.
I never tell a lie. Never tell a lie on them. Let me get into it. Let me get into it, people, and share this. You don't listen here. You don't listen here, people.
Reference Cornwall Regional. They moved the figure from 23 to 26 to 27. So let me just say, up to now, up to this point, we have spent $9.4 billion, 620 million on professional services, 5.8 billion on works, 235 million on medical equipment, 2.2 billion on the operation of temporary facilities, which needed to be put in place to deal with the persons who are in the facility and subsequent treatment of others, and close to 524 million on support services. This involved, by the way, to date, this is important for the record, Mr. Speaker, this involved some 35 contractors, as I understand it, with a procurement process that at times involved 5 to 7 months to reach a decision. The much talked about 23 billion price tag is a projection. Yes, it's by us, it's a projection, but we haven't spent it as yet. And we are not there yet. The narrative, therefore, of criticizing cost overrun based on a $24 billion is not only an exaggeration, it is a dishonest description of the challenge that we face at Cornwall Regional.
All right, stop. Me ongo want hear, me ongo want the people them hear what you are saying, Christopher Tufton. I only want Jamaica to hear you. That you have confirmed that 9.4 billion already spent. And you have 14 billion left in the pipeline. 6 months. The Chinese in waiting for their pay. 6 months. 6 months. The Chinese are waiting for their pay. And let me just put on the cream. So that is why, Christopher Tufton, you and Andrew Onless allow Dunstan Bryan to run away. Christopher Tufton, let me tell you, at this term, I get beaten, you know. And we're glad all the Chinese them come out, you know, and expose your ass, you know. This is the reason why Dunstan run away gone. Because the Auditor General found out over $800 billion unaccounted for. So just don't stand take himself. And when we look, I see another procurement officer from out of Darrell Vaz ministry run we gone. So that you know the Jamaica. That's what you did. That's what you people do to Jamaica. Mash up healthcare. Rob tax monies left and right from head to toe. And then if the Chinese never come out. So all what the Auditor General was saying, and all of the grown and come round, yeah, grown and come round. Wanna rob up the money? Eh? Wanna rob up the money? So if you have that money, I won't want you to come out and explain it, you know. But why you come out and answer the Chinese them, you know. But why you come out and answer the Chinese them? When it comes to a high pitch like this, you have to put in melting pot. Because it's some wicked bunks as the bowl, you know. And we have to make sure that Sister Spinks step on the line to catch them so that I swipe you. Melting pot? Step up.
Yes, my brother. But you know what I think I want to tell people. You see them people who have run up the job, a job will pay to the tune of 11 to 15 million, you know. And them salary job there, Dunstan Bryan run left, you know. You understand? It's a highly paid job. No, I wouldn't think that somebody will just leave a highly paid job. Yeah? Under the disguise that him gone and study leave. But if him gone and study leave, you can't make him position now permanent for somebody where you put in the position. No, it would be a temporary employment until him come back from study leave. So we know that's a lie. All right? But look at this now. What is of more grave concern now is the fact that here is Tufton at that press conference speaking so glowingly in terms, and you hear him look nasty backbench of them around him, look yabba mongrel dog them him have around him. I talk about over there so no can do much. No one know who can do much. We want to know who can do much. Because here it is now, Chinese have come out now and start raise them voice in concert. as to the fact that them that didn't getting any money for 6 months. So then tough time, if you spend on 9.4 billion out of the 23 billion, where is the balance to pay the Chinese? Why haven't you paid them? And when you talk about you spend how much money for medical equipment, them they not like that, sir. Shit you talk out of your mouth. Not even toilet paper in the place. You forgot to have them video there. Eh? Not even bed in the place. You forgot. So we see the people them up on cardboard where they have to buy for $500. Not even wheelchair. Not even bench. So don't come tell me nothing wrong. You so like you think so we have some little squabber wall ahead. We head good. It not stay like your own. We contain and we retain. Remember everything we go on as it relates to you and this Cornwall Beryllium Hospital. Yeah, and the Western Children and Adolescent Hospital. You understand? We know what you do. Remember you have a nastiness like Chopper John round here, you know. A masquerade as project manager, you know, when this guy can't even cook. Him go to culinary art and him can't even cook. But you have him as project manager. So everything points to high level of corruption. And I'm glad that the Chinese demonstrate to Jamaicans, yeah, even though we don't want to see them in a place that this high flux and number of work. But me glad all them show Jamaicans say, see, when government now pay on to take to the street, take to the street down, sit down and take the little sweetie behind the back door. You understand? Come out now the numbers. All the policemen them should have come out now them numbers and show to the entire world so they not get paid about it. When you sit down and take back on from Andrew and them Regine, them unleashing upon the motorists them and say, go on out there to go hustle. Can't back up what we own. I want to read that because we want to look at it. For them money is a figure. Yeah, limited with them own. But when them sending on our road and going to the atrocity, what you call it now, whip, to beat the motorists them out there, you can make millions. So not like that. So we know say we don't really deal with patriotism and truths and rights. Yeah, but the Chinese them now are sure say things not good in Jamaica. Because these are foreign workers. Foreign workers who have been suppressed by the Labour government led by Andrew Holness and the minions like what you see, the nastiness Tough Town. You understand? Tough Town was spending the taxpayers' money in all different farms. When Tough Town supposed to be working up on beach and the grill, act like he's a star. You understand? Him a write book while the hospital in a dilapidated state. Yeah. Him and him sweetheart I make blue movie as it relates to a blue movie near Market Me. 85 million, you know. But that no reach Hollywood, that no up in a Grammy, nor no Oscar, nor no BAFTA. Nothing at all, because that is a shit movie them create, that blue movie there. You understand? 85 million gone down the drain. So we know where the money are going, you know. The money has been going to funnel and fuel this guy and him friend, them lifestyle. And because them have this practice where they don't regard workers in the country, them think them could have done the same thing to the Chinese. That's why I tell Jamaicans at time when you wake up and smell the coffee we are burn around, you know. We won't have a government that using it like modern day slave in a 21st century. And you down there a seal up on the lip. What kind of lip? Take to the street like the Chinese. The teachers them, if the education system have been locked down for a week or a month, lock it down. Because that will put pressure upon a government that is underperforming. What do you think you put pressure upon them? By going to work? That is business as usual, nothing change. When you lock down a sector like the education and the entire world, discuss that and show it. You don't know, say the government have to do better and leave the place. Policeman won't do. We need to get to the act together here and stop support of corruption. Government. Stop support of corruption. What you call him, you know? The man in charge, commissioner. Can't remember, you know, the table where the commissioner come off, you know, is a corrupted table, you know. Him linked to Schoolboy Richie and Smiley. You don't know who is Smiley? Owen Ellington. Owen Ellington is Smiley. Remember, United States did have to tell Smiley, say, relinquish him post and when him go back home, you know. I used to have to Schoolboy Richie. The whole of them are family. Schoolboy Richie, Owen Ellington, and Kevin Blake. Them are one family. Here, so not change. Up at the head of the GSA for corruption. So policemen don't need to get to act together. Yeah? You can't go up and seek out. You understand? You can't walk off of the job too. That sends strong message. Because something have to change in Jamaica, you know. Yeah? Because right now, you know, you see the statement from Canada and US as it relates to where we are in Jamaica. It's a statement of intent. It's not a little punky statement, you know. It's a statement of intent.
Talk to them,
a statement that is saying to Jamaican far and wide, Jamaica is in crisis. We will be dealing with the heads of government down there because the geopolitical side of things look good for Jamaica. As Lakeland said, the world is in a war and Jamaica caught not the big limb right. Yeah, because just look on the demonstration in China where the might of the military them show US, you know. And the might of the military them show US. When you have man like Putin, Kim Jong, and this guy Xi, the man from China, them down there. You see them roll out. You see how much days what a celebration. I show the world the might of the military where them have a member now, them form an allegiance. Yeah, with Russia, China, and North Korea. You understand? They form an allegiance now, and it's explaining to the rest of the world that look, we are stronger than before, and we are a force of nature to be reckoned with. So what do you think America going to do now? Allow China to situate in their backyard on the land of Jamaica?
Geopolitics.
Eh? You think China will allow that? You think Canada will allow that? Members of Canada and America are same Americans, you know. One is not, you know. What is not America as it relates to Canada, you know. Yeah? I see in Canada. I remember saying the United Kingdom now sit between those two countries as well as alliance force. I remember NATO now sit with all of these countries as it relates to the alliance force. Yeah. So NATO, the United States, yeah, are an alliance within themselves. So we are now entering to maybe World War III. Who to tell? Because Jamaica has played a major role into it. And don't think that for one moment America is gonna sit back and watch Jamaica accommodate him enemy right in our backyard. No, if I will move to destroy that platform. Andrew Holness, because of corruption, cannot lead his people them through the right pathway. Yeah? Corruption has formed an obstacle for Andrew Holness' government. He has to do whatever America says. Because the might of America will destroy Jamaica in the twinkling of an eye. Yeah? And nothing Andrew can do about that. So I'm glad now that America and Canada has put out a statement of intent as to what is on the card to Jamaica and Andrew Holness. Yeah? Because the Chinese them have to leave, you know. They will have to leave. Come soon, they will have to leave. Because this geopolitical warfare is becoming more intensified.
Yes, no doubt.
Right? It is becoming more intensified. I remember, you know, India also went down there and participated. And we see how much Indian descendants we have. We're not born in Jamaica, but currently owning and operating business in Jamaica. I will know the Prime Minister make trip down there and go get bought. It has some dirty water. This guy is a garbage. This guy has been traveling and traversing the Middle East. You understand? And the Middle East is a place, is a volatile war zone. Remember this guy go a banquet lunch and meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, you know, from Israel, you know. That man a kill off a whole set of people from Gaza right now. And them people are Andrew link with. So if we want our leader to be seen around these warmongers, these men that commit high level of atrocity as it relates to, you know, what you call it now, mutinating a whole place like Gaza. Genocide we are talking about. The man use all type of mechanism and Andrew use it for Jamaica people right now, you know, but it's not so much critical like what Benjamin are using in a Gaza, you know. Remember people like, remember United Nations talk about the starvation in Jamaica, you know. You think it's further than where the Gazan people are go through? Where we see baby now malnutritious, all mother malnutritious. Eh? It a come at Jamaica because when your leader attach himself to corruption and corrupted leaders, wicked leaders throughout the world, it's a cause for concern. Yeah? Remember all the other life in the youths, them, you know, one a day by the police, them, you know. The whole of state killing. You don't hear Andrew come out and say nothing, you know. But me hear my talk about, you know, responsibility for the people in Jamaica. Andrew can't respond to no body. Andrew a shit. Andrew a garbage. Andrew must be disposed of. And disposed of in such a way that we never see him back in our society. Andrew forget the sentence where this guy get when it comes Adam Sanford, the 2020 man. The man will launch 2020, will leave a legacy to the world. It's where up to him, Andrew no left no legacy to the world because nobody no want corruption. So if you get worse than Sanford, you understand? What Andrew are doing at Jamaica, you know, it ripped the fabric out of Jamaica art. You understand? It ripped the fabric in a way that Jamaica now have nothing going to it again in terms of, you know, credibility worldwide. You know, so CARICOM shun Jamaica. Mainstream CARICOM shun Jamaica. Who them get head of state delegate from? Cayman Island, Turks and Caicos, and Dominican. Come on. That sends a strong message to Jamaica. Yeah? High official. Say CARICOM not in a uno. CARICOM know what to go on with. I remember me and Matt voice is so strong and powerful in CARICOM that everybody follow around her, listen to her. Yeah? Not like a nastiness like Andrew Oldest. Nobody no regard that, you know, that a piece of shit him and his wife, you know. Them that shit, so me glad the gauntlet throw down already by Angela Brownberg as it relates to not having back Mumako now size 13 sitting in the House of Parliament as Speaker of the House. So when a nasty shit house like Crab now, I come up him stinking mouth. Yeah, Alice now want film Crab, you know. Alice Brown a crab bush that want film Crab, you know, run a hero circle, you know. I be a shit full of crab a stink this. Crab a murderer. Crab kill off no youth down and mobile. You understand? Yeah? And time mobile people realize that this handout mentality will not look forward to from Crab. How long it will last? So them now prepare yourself for when time the attack claps come and the system change. What are going to do? Them youth from Stone Crusher gang, what are going to do? Because we surely shall tackle nasty chang, you know. I last leg in the pan. Him and Pumpers the pan them last leg. That's why them have jumped the guns and attack about them or resign. Them know them have to resign. Comes what near. Because the heat where we are turn on from them round here, so them can't bear that. The heat where US and Canada and UK are turn on, them can't bear that. Because remember, you know, Chang and Pumpers and James Robertson, them itch up in a Wikipedia. Remember, America watch how them do with the international port and I run them whole little year strip where pay cocaine and come there. So you think America don't know what to do? Eh? Tough time. Remember, you know, American citizen dead pan Jamaican land, you know, down a Sangsters airport, you know, because of lack of medical care, you know, as it relates to not even an ambulance to move him to a place where he could have get help. You think America not know all them things there? The embassy where we have up at Ligani, the workers them is not there to issue visa. Them cover the entire landscape. Them know about security more than even someone who they are Jamaica. Them know about corruption more than who know where they are Jamaica. Because them have them own mechanism surveillance. You understand? So when them speak, you know, them speak of a place, them coming from a place of authority, a place of key evidence for them compile. So as Byron said, you know, over 2 decades now, you know, them know about the drugs we are coming at Jamaica, you know. But them just keep a tight lip. Why? Because America like to do things like that. Because the more you make the players them play upon the play field, you see one with upon the team. They will sub and they will take on a man. So you say, okay, that one day night too. So them gather them intelligence. Now it's time to unleash. Because remember, you know, you see that term you have to Trump, you might go out on a blaze of glory. Trump I go set some for I know a lot of people, you know, frustrated over some of the measures them where roll out, you know. Yeah, but you see one such measure when me and I have no problem with Trump with is to clean up place like Jamaica, draw the criminal them in a compass, when put them in a places like Rockers Island, when put them in a clothes the color with orange and some other color, full suited out, and people go to work, properly work now. Yeah, Andrew can't be a cobbler in a Trump prison, you know, because they have to work in there. Andrew no work for the damn man, you know, Andrew has been stealing. Remember when Andrew left university, him go to charity, and from charity to stealing. Because Andrew use our political platform for steal, you know. As a figurehead individual, but him a politician, till him upscale himself to prime minister, and a steal. And him can't stop steal. So, Donald Trump, I applaud you. Yeah? I applaud the Prime Minister to Canada as well. We put out a statement of intent. And one more shall be coming from the United Kingdom very soon. So it's a 3-pronged pace attack against Jamaica. I don't know them how to manage them. They are coming like West Indies, they have the 4-pronged pace, what them call it, pace like fire. A fire and Andrew tail. You think Andrew feel comfortable? On the night when they get sworn in, on the land of King's House, and the same day United States sends up to Congress. Andrew know about it. But Andrew cannot sleep comfortable. I have been telling people in Jamaica and worldwide, this guy would better keep a watchful eye on him here. Because this guy will go and commit suicide eventually. Size 13 too. You see, she sit down and walk now bag and do all type of things because she not comfortable. You see the guilt on the north in his face. You see the guilt on her face. She was out of place. Andrew was out of place. I want to tell people something. If Andrew never paid to get a speech written out, Andrew couldn't talk to the nation. Because Andrew never address the nation off his own agenda, you know. It's a speech him get him on read something to it. All when read a shit and garbage. Because Andrew have those people around him for write these type of thing game. Very frivolous speech. Yeah? And that means recognize them as very frivolous speech. You understand? We don't buy into them garbage there. You understand? When a man can come talk and talk out time head or write him thing himself, we listen to them man there. Yeah? So, me know say right now, Andrew, boy, I don't know how to help you, you know. Because nothing, God can help you. So I yield back the floor.
Okay, all right, melting pot. Spinks, right, take the ride, my lady. Spinks, no sound, Spinks, no sound. Still no sound.
Sound better now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, you hear it, you know.
Okay. What Jamaicans need to realize is that we live in a global village, and right now what we're having is a situation where BRICS versus NATO has been going on for quite a while, and we are caught between the two, and both sectors, both groups of people know Andrew's secrets because Andrew's business is not private anymore. Now, when you look at Andrew inviting the DR leader to be at his training program masquerade yesterday, I want Jamaicans to remember this. DR has always been prejudiced to the Haitians and have always abused the Haitians. And Andrew gave this man a medal some years ago. And when you think of Andrew's association, as Melting Pot said, Andrew always associates himself with wicked leaders. And the leader up there is a very, very wicked man because of how has been treating the Haitians and how the people up there has been treating the Haitians. Now, when we look at the Chinese protesting here, remember they come from a communist country and they cannot protest in their country, but yet they are doing it here, and it's the first time in the history of our nation from 1962 till this day, 2025, ever foreign workers has ever protested against our own government for non-payment of their salaries. Let's go back to Spanish Town Hospital. Spanish Town Hospital. Porters, janitors, sanitation workers have not been paid, and they brought in another company. And the new company just came, looked, and left. So there are none of these workers there. Months ago, let me remind my Jamaicans this. Months ago, the lab techs at Cornwall Regional Hospital protested. Why? They have not been paid any uniforms allowance for the past 3 years. Think about it. They had to find their own uniforms to work in the labs. Can you just imagine that? And it was just last week the interns for the pharmacy unit in Cornwall Regional and Savlamar Hospital, when they turned up to work for the first day on their job, they were told to go home because there is no salary to pay them. Can you just imagine that? So when you send your child to university to become a pharmacist and they decide to work for the government, there is no salary to pay them? Can you just imagine this? How will the pharmacy medicine be distributed to the people who needs it? So when a person have high blood pressure or diabetes and go to the pharmacy that belongs to the government, there's nobody there to give them the medication. Dr. Tufton, make that make sense. And you say we don't know maths? We don't know maths? Dr. Tufton, that $800 billion that is missing from your health sector, we need an account for it. The first time you robbed us blind was that 83 million that you paid yourself through Market Me. Because everybody knows any government that needs a PR, the PR angle or agency for the government is GIS. You don't need a PR company for the government. We all know that. We have common sense who knows that. And you are just a pretender. You need to start an Hollywood career because you are just an actor. You need to stop lying to us. I am so disappointed in you. You are one of the biggest disappointments ever in this country. Every time you come out in the public, you're acting. Every time you're giving a stage, you're acting. Every time you're giving a podium, you're acting and lying to us. Stop lying to us. And I yield the floor to you, Uncle Byron.
All right. Thank you for that, Lady Spinks. All right. Let us do some fast juggling because we want to come off by 3:30 because we have to prepare and get back ourselves on Titans. Meet you on Titans later, Remember that, So let me just quickly run through this because we have to prepare for Titans. All right. Since that being said, let us get into the business of the day. Right? We have seen where the EOJ, my Jamaican people, trying to say that the election, right, was, having the level of integrity and nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. We know that that's definitely false. The problem is that we need to fix the situation. And so then, as it relates to the voters list, that Andrew Ones is using it to his advantage, and where the EOJ, aware of the condition of the voters list, or the status of the voters list, relating to several amount of dead people, right, who are on the list, and plus persons who have migrated over the period of time. Now, so let me just say this. You are telling me, Glasspool Brown, that you know very well as it relates to the manipulation can take of this, why you is pushing back and simply cleaning the list. If you are of any integrity, I am asking you that question. To have a free and fair general election and to prevent future occurrence of what the allegation is and what several video clips are showing, which I'm going to show quickly. You have to out of your mind. You have to say you will be after saying to Jamaica that indeed I am corrupt. If you are not taking a side to say, okay, all right, we need to have a review of the entire situation and establish the wrongs, you understand, and delete, and have the wrongs deleted or correct the wrongs, then what are you defending? You can't defend something like this that is corrupt. Now, let us get into some situation quickly here, right? As I said, we want to finish up and then get into the title because I will have to run out to the barber shop as well. So I want to make sure that everything is good. So let us get to this. In terms of what the People's National Party, right, is requesting. GOP defending. All right. Just give me a minute. Let me just find the clip. Okay. Okay, so we have this. Let us share this. Now, here it is, my people. Right? Okay, no, it is not this at all. I'm sorry about that. Let me stop share this. Bear with me because so many clips up there and we want to just make sure that we have the right thing. Let me go into the sharing again. Oh my goodness. Let me just get into the Okay, all right, right here. Now, let us hear this. Let us hear this.
Party reasons the PNP's latest position is an attack. The JLP has fired back at the PNP for those comments, labeling the PNP as desperate. The party reasons the PNP's latest position is an attack on the country's democracy.
The Labour Party finds the statement issued by the PNP in respect of the electoral processes to be highly disappointing, and one that demonstrates that the Mark Golding-led party still has not learned that manufactured narratives and political mischief and lies will not win the hearts or trust of the Jamaican people.
That Jamaica remains the model democracy for developing countries in the world, and this election has again received commendations from local and international bodies alike.
Even as we know that there is always room for improvement and that we should always be vigilant. We should always be vigilant about any activities which could put our democracy at risk. And in this regard, I point to the preliminary reports of both the OAS and the CARICOM electoral missions, which have been entirely positive. I believe they have said that any of the hiccups which they observed were not detrimental to the process, and certainly they compared us favorably with our Caribbean brothers and sisters.
Okay, let us take that away and then quickly go down the slides. Right now, so let us prove.
Pharmacy interns have been worrying about their required training and compensation since September 1, after receiving a message telling them not to return to training facilities. But this evening, assurance from the Western Regional Health Authority that they will not be neglected. Ramarda Lyons has details.
Do not return until further notice. The message that was sent to 13 pharmacy interns on September 1, 2025. The interns across Cornwall Regional and Savannah Lamar Hospital say they were told there were no funds to pay them. Since then, their main questions have been, why was this not communicated prior to the commencement of the internship, and why wasn't their mandatory internship budgeted for?
At first we were confused, and then we got some.
All right, let us take it away and stop share that. The information that I wanted, I'm just searching for that information. All right, JLP dismisses PNP. Okay, all right. All right, let us play this clip. Right. Now, here is RT Bar.
Argument with the PNP. We just want Andrew Carly because all of the money they want to pile up and roll in a shirt. No, Papa, no, Papa, Papa, Papa. This is a money-free election because we have people who are sensible. And the few ghetto people then who love the 30,000. One message to the PNP. The 30,000 can't work. No 40,000 can't work. No 50,000 can't work. You know what? Jamaica has grown to be educated. Everybody know what is going on. Not follow the political poll. Not follow the analysts. Not follow the news media. Not follow the newspaper. Follow by looking outside and looking Jamaica. What me say if you do? Stay from outside and you can stay from outside? Well, call somebody outside. Say, what going in Jamaica? Because you live there, don't know what going in your country, man. So call up your neighbor, call your mama. How we looking at Jamaica? Then we tell you, show up.
All right. All right. So after RT Boss did that, which is definitely a known GLP vlogger. Now, look here, people. Look here, Jamaica people. And as it comes to what Camille and the Glassport Brown want to say to lie, this is evidence where RT Boss himself, after RT Boss said that PNP is putting money in shirt, buying votes. Look what RT Boss is doing. Look at people. Watch this.
Yeah, money now.
No, anybody will see my next one then. Go tell them, please, and tell them to get money already.
You know, I tell him nothing, but they give money.
Hold on.
Sorry.
There were 10 people. 2,000 each. Well, I know me done. Yeah, go somewhere else. The people them want to find those.
Now, Jamaica, we could deal with this. Make we deal with this. So we have evidence, strong evidence of a top JLP vlogger buying the votes. You're going to tell me now that Glassboard Brown and nobody, no authority from the Jamaica Labour Party have not seen this? You are going to tell me that you have a known JLP vlogger who accused the PMP of buying votes. He was the one who went out there and paying for the votes, said he's going to another place to look another 10 people. That particular constituency, why am I doing this? That particular constituency need to have a recall in. So for anybody in the chat or anybody who would look and realize what constituency, please just let me know, because we need to call in this. This particular constituency need a recall. The judge need to look on this. This is RT boss. That's why I played the clip before. Unknown GLP vlogger going out there buying votes. Right? So then you tell me now. The question I'm asking, which authority, which higher authority in the GLP would have given RT boss whatever amount of money to go out there and buy votes? This particular constituency has to have a recall on. I just want someone, you understand, to tell me which particular constituency this is, so that I can speak directly to the member of parliament, to the person who had contested for this particular seat, right? And depending on the outcome, right? Because if the People's National Party win, then okay, I will allow it. But if vote buying, executing there, and the GLP won that seat they have to call over. Because that is firm video evidence that is going to use that particular constituency. So somebody who know where that was, please know somebody in the chat who identify which area that was, because the only reason why I have not gone further with this is to the fact that I don't know the specific constituency. So anyone who know the specific constituency, send me a team, you understand, so that I can send on that information to the relevant persons, because this need to put into the court. Now, let me just, since I am hurrying up, let us give us 5 minutes each for lick up this. Let us bring Lady Spinks in. Lady Spinks, what say you on this matter?
Okay, for Kamina's statement that she made a while ago, my only response to her is this: Kamina need to ask Glasspool why the ink left the EOJ security office and was outside before election. Before she come and make any public statement, she need to answer those questions. She and Glasspool need to come and tell us why the ink for our fingers was out there before election. And regarding RT Boss is always been a mischievous fellow, always in some mix-up, from dancehall days till now, from the dancehall scene till now. and is always seeking relevance. So I don't know if he's really a concreted GLP blogger because he's always seeking doing antics to get attention. Because you know most of these people lifestyle, they will do anything.
Yeah.
So that is how RT Boss has been. But I leave RT Boss to Spice because Spice is one of the person who can rub him out there.
But
Because
hold on,
we know RT Boss be a big.
Hold on, because we can't make that escape and slide. We showed the previous clip of RT Boss literally, physically plugging for Jamaica Labour Party. I have few more clips in past years vlogging for Jamaica Labour Party.
Okay, because
hold on, Spinks. Not only that he had vlogged for Jamaica Labour Party, he physically went out there and paid. You have seen that with your eyes.
Well, I stand corrected. I did not know he was doing it. So I don't pay attention to him, you know, because he's not, you know, he's one of those people over the years I've seen come across the social media platforms. So I never really pay much attention. But now you bring my attention to that. Explain more. I can understand. So let me say this. We need to find the source of the video where it was taken.
Exactly.
And find out, you know, who gave him money, if somebody really gave him money to pay these people. Because it shows that he is actually encouraging corruption. He's actually working with somebody to be to corrupt the system. And I think he should have been arrested because this blatant vote buying that he participated in and was videoed, he needs to be arrested and brought before the court for this. Because there is a law against vote buying and manipulation. And he should be taken before the courts for this. And why is it not being done?
Well,
that's the question I would like to ask.
We need to understand the constituency, right? Because I have the video where I want to send out the video and where investigation can be pursued, right? I am not going to make this slide. RT Boss, known vlogger, and I've done this. He has some consequence for it.
We cannot make this live. We need to do further investigation and have him brought before the courts. I agree with you, and we will continue work on this case. Your Uncle Byron.
All right, thank you. All right, you have anything more to say, Lady Speaks?
No, I said I yield the floor.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, okay, all right. Melting Pot, close us out. All right, there you go.
Yes, my brother. You know, well, first of all, let me just address Nancy Kamina. Yeah. This are the same person who try to steal heads of state of Commonwealth thing, you know. You understand?
Yes.
So we know when it comes to them type of election process, yeah, she no good. And member say, you know, she get all money where she no declare. She's a corrupted thief. She's a criminal. Chameleon Johnson Smith me a talk about. Yeah? This piece of garbage is a skettle, a masquerade in our society. Yeah? Because she represent a ministry where them call foreign affairs, you know. And you know, so what them do with the building downtown there. Why a top? Nobody now use it. A PR ministry that, you know.
Yes.
You understand? So them are people are nastiness. It's a little mangy slut dog that me a look on. You understand? Fling herself all about. Try to be a wannabe Jamaican. Them they are not Jamaican. You understand? For them pride is somewhere else. Now when it come to RT Boss, now it's a piece of shit house, you know. Shit house.
Definitely.
Them there. Yeah, that's why I said, boy, I mean, I know social media accommodate them shit house there, you know. Cause look on the man, I pose like him a king with her hair long down, longer than any Miss Lashy. Yeah, it's a girl that me I look on. It's a queen. not a king. The queen sit down in her throne and I make some derogative allegation toward the People's National Party as it relating that they need to step up their money for buying vote like you know so them a buy vote. People's National Party now no money. The People's National Party did not campaign using the resource of money to get them to where them is to achieve a further 14 seat from the 14 where them have already. The People's National Party campaign was structured around hard work, due diligence, and dedicated people on the ground. You understand? But here it is now, and the day in question, at RT Boss we see a buy vote in a cluster of GLP supporter. And all I say, I need to go somewhere else, go look another 10. Who gave the money? We need to know. Exactly. So we are said to the police, say, see the piece of shit there, see her, they go arrest her. Because a girl that me a look pan, you know, I'm not afraid to talk. It's a girl that me a look pan. It's a sperm whale me a see in front of my eyes. You understand? I run competition with the woman them with long hair. You see what me I say? So them garbage there. And nobody have no reputation and we need to pluck out them out of our society because they might infest the place with corruption. You understand? It's a lash that me see. A masquerade. And I come try to perpetrate certain allegation towards the People's National Party. When in true reality, the garbage I buy vote. Police go and pick up this piece of shit. Yeah? And Marky G, yeah, the GenSec, and the hierarchies from the People's National Party, me want to watch this program. See the piece of shit there? Yeah? Go submit that piece of shit to the authorities there, make them go get that piece of shit off the street. You understand? Those people don't want them in our society, you know. Because the 1944 people have clearly outlined situation like these must be punished. And the strength of the law is also there. It's state hard work when you incarcerate, hard labor. You charge him, you prison him, and don't feed him. Him have to be working. That's what the 1944 Act says, People's Act. But this is just the norm for the nasty Labour Party. These are their practice coming from Edward Seaga time, yeah? And as it relates now to this garbage guy in the EOJ office, yeah? Tadpole Green, me attack people. This guy need to tell about the ink, you know. This guy must be charged for the ink that was out there in unscrupulous hands. Yeah? Because what they did was, okay, we are going to buy your vote. Yeah? But we know when you go back to your place, the people want to see if you vote. So we ink your finger. So you go back to your community, them say, yeah, man, him vote, man. Him never vote. Him sell him vote. He sold his vote. So this ink business is very detrimental to the entire election cycle on the day of September the 3rd. Because not like the ink was in one division, you know. It's all about the place of work. It's all over the place of work. How did it get out there, Tadpole Green? How did it get out there? You must be held and charged for this malicious act. The coup where your Andrew carry out against democracy. You must pay for it. You're a piece of shit. And I'm saying to you in no uncertain manner, you must be arrested and charged. You must relinquish the post of director for the EOJ office. You must leave it. You have to resign. So don't come tell about that there was nothing plausible about the election. Because even whatever went on, it did not affect the election. Piece of shit, go wash your thinking mouth. And people like you who want to get out of our society. Remember, you know, you are not enhancing Jamaica, you know. You are killing Jamaica and Jamaicans. You are upholding corruption with a corrupted government. You're a part of it. You get water, we need to see a bank account. We need to see your bank account. Because I know you get a lot of money for this. No two ways about it. You were paid and you were given an honorary award for National Heroes Day ceremony. This must be stopped. You must be reigning. You must face the consequence of your indecency that you unleash on Jamaica. You're not a decent guy. You're a piece of shit. Your wife supposed to look for you as a sewage material, you know. A flush, you forget flush. You belong to the sewage drain. You're a nastiness. Yeah. I want to live off of taxpayers' money. I want to work for taxpayers. You think Andrew pay you? A taxpayers pay you. You owe the taxpayers them the responsibility of the role of your office. Yeah, which is to be fair, precise, and accurate in whatever you do. But no, you let corruption get the better of you and becomes the order of the day. Yeah? And you want to be now known as somebody with OD, order of distinction for robber election. What can go so? You can't get the order of distinction, boy, you know. Cause that we have to start lick out pan, you know. You're corruption, you're shit, you're criminal, you're nastiness, you're thief. Yeah, everything that's bad to the society. Oh, if you get order of distinction for do a rob election, you mad? You think taxpayers are wasting money for give you nothing? Piece of shit house. Eh? Your wife will run you out of the house. And you youth them if you got none to run you away. Your germs. Nothing good about you. Look what you do. To end here a guy who's under investigation. Eh? To give him the opportunity to continue the legacy of corruption. Because that's all Andrew have, you know. A legacy of corruption. Andrew don't have nothing else. Nothing else Andrew know about him. More than a legacy of corruption and a trail of destruction. Remember, you know, Andrew aligned himself to the most corrupted people in the world right now. Yeah? And if we never stand strong, that's why I want to come with this president thing about Republican. We don't want a Republican thing in our place right now. Here? Because you see, we link up with the guy from the Dominican Republic, you know. The one from around Israel, you know. The one from down India, you know. The one from China, you know. I just them places, say Andrew, some dangerous place Andrew go, you know. Some dangerous place my fellow Jamaican Andrew has been to learn the model of corruption, to unleash it on our population. So I'm saying to my fellow Jamaican, rise up and give us a Sri Lanka. Jamaica need a Sri Lanka. You remember what happened to the family in Sri Lanka, how they have to run away? All the people they destroy them place and enjoy them swimming pool and drink them wine and champagne and everything. And destroy them and run them out of the place. And we see it happen to the ISAT family too. We have to rise up now to take matters in our hand because our security are weak and corrupted. Our security is like the capsule, yeah? We hold the corruption in it. We have to be asking our security men to arrest piece of shit like RTV, and they must see it. Come on, guys. We don't have a responsibility to the taxpayers, you know, and to the people of Jamaica, you know. Yeah, to stand up. Remember on the job responsibility role, you know. Serve, protect, and reassure. So no need to protect the country from corruption. RTB is a cog in the wheel of corruption. We don't need to forget that piece of shit. Like, no! Melting pot a sending, you know. Go and arrest that guy. Because that guy has broke the protocol of the 1944 People Act. That guy was seen buying votes and was even making recommendation that him have to go and find another 10. Exactly. Crazy. So where did he get the money from? I know him did he use his personal money. Because it's not the norm for people like RTV using personal money. No, they use RTB because I'm connected and I'm affiliated to the Jamaica Lion Party, the nasty garbage party.
RT boss.
You understand? RT boss, yes.
Yeah.
You understand? Them use him as a tool, give him the money to go out there because I now spend free money, you know.
That's what he did. Exactly.
You understand? So we know him working on behalf of some individual or the entire party.
Yeah.
But it's one of two.
Exactly, you're right.
So I'm saying to the JCF out there, haven't you seen this video?
That we are
do you know about the 1944 People's Act and what it demonstrates? How society should have civil, and when society found in breach of the civil morality of the law, what is the consequence? So Melting Pot are telling you now, he must be arrested, charged, in prison with hard labor attached to him prison sentence.
And a recall needs to be done. A recall needs to be done to Melting Pot.
And a recall needs to be done. We go and make the Eagle Service check out that. The Eagle Service will know which constituency that.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have, the Eagle Service can't find that. Look them over the Titans. Yeah, we get that sort out. Yeah, because RTB boss, you know. Remember, you have a next guest coming, you know. You see, somehow we life enough up on yourself in our politics. Yeah. But we don't have nothing named patriotism about, you know. We just play some like a hanky-panky with society. A time now where we don't pay the responsibility. Yeah? We don't crime on the law. We don't civil crime. Because when we see you go out that civil crime, you know, you went out and you bribe society, civil society. You go out to bribe. You understand? Using the people like they are slaves, like when people used to buy slaves. It's no different from slavery buying. But always I wash out in the mouth for white man. Yeah, you know, soon a black man I buy black slave. Because right now, job the Jamaican people are slave, you know.
Exactly.
The upscale job them can't get it now. Like a water down job them and them still not get paid. See, then nobody no want the contract over Spanish Town Hospital to keep it sanitized. Because them know so no money no there. Where Andrew do with all the money. Look on the amount of money we coming at the pandemics. Look on the 4 point add. Look on the 3 point add to 4 million where I get from remittance. Eh? Where the money there? Look on the amount of money where Andrew government borrow. They are the most heavily borrowed administration in the entire history of Jamaica. Remember 1995 parties to clean up IMF, deal with the IMF, and put the country on a clean footing. And in 12 years' time, Andrew them carried back, that's Mama P have to crawl on her knee. She and Dr. Peter Phillips. And have to get US intervention from Congresswoman Maxine Walters. And Maxine Walters have to find some more people to, you know, to help form a delegation to speak on behalf of Jamaica. But yet still this nastiness I talk about him preside over the strongest economy since independence. Shithouse Andrew Wallace Nyata. Shithouse Andrew Wallace Nyata. Labor right to the leader shithouse. We don't need to know that. Who the leader smell like pumping station in a Jamaica? We don't know a pumping station there. Yeah? Who don't know a pumping station there, no? It out of Spanish Town Road, you turn side of Dr. Foster office and go beside a Greenwich Primary School. When there's a rising up, it used to inoculate the place when me are telling you right now, labor right. Say, Andrew stinker than pumping house. And the worst thing could ever happen to Jamaica. Yeah, and when I look at some young people like them that know them future as well ahead of them, I support this garbage. What kind of future Andrew can provide for in Jamaica? Tell me. Corruption, robbing, scamming, and the same carry Jamaica, man Chan carry Jamaica down a scamming pathway. Everybody has scam at Jamaica now, basically.
All right,
if you not pay them to vote, them not want to vote. I scam that. Yes, my brother.
Let me give you 1 more minute to close up because I have to go to the barber and try to come back and catch back Titan. I'll be a little bit late on Titan because I have to go to barber, right? And get, nice up for Titan and coming back. All right. So just so the thing said. So guys, I'll be a little bit late for Titan based on the time we close, right? I am going to have to drive more than 30 clicks, go to the barber. So, right. Melting Pot, use a minute to finish up. And then, you understand, me out to get people.
Well, I'll never say to my blood and fire comrade, keep the faith, yeah? Them say them win the battle, but them not win the war. You understand? The war is head of them, yeah? So just keep the faith. And we are fight the struggle same way. Blessings, people. All right. Blessing. Any last word? Any last word, Sister Spinks? Because you will also be on the Titan later. Any last word for your people?
Yeah, man. Northwest St. James. Thank you.
Yes. Alan Bernard, don't. Mike. You have to Spring, set up the mic. Set up the mic.
You hearing me now?
Yes. Set up the mic before you come back, Titan, please.
Yeah, man. I will fix it before later. What I'm saying is that thank you, Northwest St. James, for producing one of our best upcoming senators, Alan Bernard, and to know that our comrade leader and the hierarchy of the PNP have faith in him to appoint him to this position because it's going to make him a stronger opponent against Horace Chang.
Definitely so.
And I want to congratulate all our PNP candidates who were made senator today, officially sworn in. And I know our 28 stalwarts coming in will do their job.
Definitely.
And
all right. Thank you, people. We are out. My wonderful people panel. Big up on yourself all the time. Right, Governor. Quite impactful, quite powerful. Spinks out. Melting Pot out. All right, cool. Bless up, Pot.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right stand that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.